Hey, welcome back everybody. DWDalton again with some more questions and answers about SpaceBoots. Our first question today comes from Ellie. She writes from Washington and she asks, how long did it take you to write it? Short answer is about a year. It would have been a little bit longer than that, and here comes the longer answer. I was at a panel at a symposium, and apparently I said something that a gentleman thought was funny, and he came up to talk to me afterward, and turns out he was an acquisitions editor for a small publishing company, and he asked me, are you working on any young adult science fiction? The truth about SpaceBoots at the time was it was a rough outline and about 3 paragraphs of actual sentences. So, no, I was not. But Ghostbuster Winston Zedmore said something that applies to a lot of situations. Ray, when someone asks you if you are a god, you say yes! So in my situation, the wisdom from DWDalton is, if a publisher asks you if you're working on a science fiction novel, you say yes. So that's what I told him. Yes. Yes, I am. Like Phineas and Ferb. And he said, I would like to see that. And I said, okay, when do you want it? And he said, send me first 3 chapters in the next couple of days. So we shook hands and he left, and I promptly went into a quiet corner and typed myself back into honesty. Ellie's next question is writing your only job? In the daytime, I am a physician assistant at an urgent care clinic. Right now, our main focus is testing people, checking them out who are suspicious for COVID. But do not confuse me for one of those heroic people who are working in the hospitals, crazy long shifts, wearing themselves out and getting exposed to the virus all the time with not enough masks and gowns and gloves. The clinic where I work is very slow. People are staying home, keeping to themselves, doing the physical distancing, and so I don't deserve any kind of big thank you or anybody's worry about my health. That's for the people in the hospitals, and my hat's off to them. Ellie's next question is, how much do you make in your other job? So physician assistants and nurse practitioners can work in a variety of settings, and in those settings one can earn anywhere from $80,000 to $160,000 per year. And those settings could range from family practice, urgent care, surgical assisting, specialty groups. It really is a great job. Here's a question from Max, who hails from Utah. Is it going to be a movie? Okay, now that's the question we all want to know the answer to. That would be so awesome. Because there are amazing explosions, and there's starfighter battles, and there are close-ups of Jupiter, which is way more beautiful than we thought from Voyager pictures with all the new stuff from the new probes going past. It's just amazing. The other good thing is, if SpaceBoots were a movie, it's not one that would make parents nervous because there's no swears and everybody keeps their clothes on. Actually, I take that back. There's one part where Leo's got to use his shirt for some first aid, and it takes him a while to find a new one. Max's next question is everything factually accurate? So I did my best to keep everything factual or plausible. Science is a way to understand reality, and the process of finding out and the findings themselves are really exciting, which is one of the things that got me into teaching biology before I became a physician assistant, and one of the things that got me into science fiction writing, because I get to read all this cool stuff and then think, ooh, what's the next thing that could happen after we figure that out? So as far as what's accurate in the book, why would I want to make stuff up when there is all this real awesome stuff that's just staring me in the face that I can write down? So the things I try to do very accurately are the injuries, the medicine. Some of the things are a little bit harder to do, like the fusion drive and artificial gravity, but I tried to go a little above and beyond what is typical from the science fiction that I like reading as far as making facts and plausibility. Max's last question is this: what does hypoglycemia mean? Okay, Max, I see what you're doing here. You're trying to trick me into giving away spoilers, but it is not going to work. So to answer your question, hypoglycemia is low blood sugar, low blood glucose. Going too long without eating can cause it, but you know, who really does that on purpose? Usually what happens is people overdo their insulin, or they undereat with their regular dose of insulin, and so the glucose level in their blood goes down. And one of the first things that happens when that occurs is the brain isn't happy. That's usually the first organ that has an effect. So people get loopy, cranky, they get dizzy or sweaty, and sometimes they feel nauseated. Leo will show you. So those are all the questions for this time. Adios, you all. Keep an eye out for new question and answers about SpaceBoots, and look for it on Amazon, reviews on Goodreads, and check out the website DWDaltonadventures.com for more news and freebies and a weekly newsletter from me, Derek William Dalton. See ya.